It's always fun to get to see a whole bunch of videos from total strangers and give our take on them. Could they be a little bit better, even 10% better, to the point where people who watch them on YouTube do not click off? That is what we're going to do today. You are going to get to see videos from all kinds of creators making all kinds of content, and we're going to do our best to give you some feedback and give those creators some feedback so you, whether or not it's your video on the screen, you can take that, bring it back to your own channel the next time you upload a video. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're watching this live, you are the select few that have the opportunity to have your videos be the ones to pop up, because the way it works is there's forms down below as we get started today. If you haven't filled them out yet, be sure to click on the appropriate form, fill it out, and we are going to randomly select channels for the next 2 hours. I did say we. You might have caught that because Rob is here.
From the driving seat to the passenger seat, today I'm riding shotgun. Dan, as always, you are going to do a fantastic job driving this ship. I don't know if it's technically possible to drive a ship, but that's what you're going to do. Looking forward to constructively criticizing and offering our positive vibes for your videos. And I try to remember to enforce that in my head before we start, because we can sometimes get a little tetchy for some reason with video reviews. I don't know what it is.
I don't know
I
either.
don't know what it is.
We just get really passionate, and
that's the right word, passionate.
Yes, you're going to see some constructive criticism today. If you're submitting your channel, if you've already submitted your channel, be open to some constructive criticism on your videos. If that is something you don't really want from us, just be sure to go back and edit your form response and get rid of your channel on the form, so we don't pick your videos if that's what you do not want. But the whole idea is that we're all here to learn. And I think that's everything I want to say. Of course, we're not just a service that reviews videos every single week. We are vidIQ. We make all kinds of awesome tools that can help you on your YouTube journey, and the links are down below. If you are a new user to vidIQ, you can take advantage of 30 days for free, and you get all these tools when you install vidIQ and authenticate your channel. I'm zooming in on the wrong tab here. Let me try that again. Boop, boop, boop. So we have daily ideas and keyword inspector. All kinds of cool stuff will populate all over your YouTube homepage when you install vidIQ, and all of it can give you way more insights and data and help you make better videos and better decisions. So yeah,
we found one here, Dan. Look, Heli Simmer wants to be roasted.
We're not roasting anybody. That's just not what we do.
We'll see if we can arrange that.
Let's take a look at the first awful channel.
Savage, come on, get over here. Get over here. Somebody wants your services.
All right, which first awful channel are we looking at? I'm kidding. All right, so the first channel to submit on our non-gaming form was Mr. Techno Moon. So they said subscribing is free, it helps me out, and it's easy. So that's we would call this area the place where you put a value proposition on your channel. So we're not really sure what the channel's about other than us subscribing, but we're not in channel audit mode. That was yesterday. Why don't we just click on their latest video that's not a short and kind of see what they're all about? 6 scratch games that that will keep you busy for hours.
Hello and welcome. I am going to be going through the top 6 mind-boggling scratch games. So let's get straight into it. First, we have 3D Scratch Survival. This game does have a TurboWrap link, so I will be playing on. This is because TurboWrap is basically Scratch but quicker. So playing it on TurboWrap is actually better than on Scratch because Scratch is usually slower. So let's play.
All right, so that is 30 seconds. We got an intro. We got to know a little bit about what's going to happen in the video. And 30 seconds in is where like the gameplay starts. Now, this is not the gaming channel, although I guess it's becoming one. They submitted on the non-gaming form. And the reason I allowed it to go through was because they were doing stuff on all kinds of things. And Scratch, I understand, is like a game development tool. So I kind of thought this was going to be a video about more in line with like video game development, but it turns out it is like a top 6, and they just have to be Scratch games.
We were deceived.
But
we've watched it now. Okay, I have 2 points. One, a big positive yes, well done. Another, let's try and fix that as soon as we can. So the positive is that you pretty much jumped into the video straight away. Within 6 seconds, it was, hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do this. Bang, let's get into it. And I remember looking at the timer when we were 6 seconds in. I like that. It was quick, fast, editing, good. But throughout all of that, I don't know if I can do it on this microphone, but I'll try. I heard this. Pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop. That's where, oops, well, that's where the microphone breaks. But that's where the microphone gain is set too high so that it's too hot. And we talk about audio and visual distractions. Audio distractions are far more irritating. And within 10 to 15 seconds, I was getting frustrated with the audio. And that might turn me off, irrespective of how good the hook was or the storytelling was. So that can be fixed with either turning down the gain on your microphone, or if it's a headset, trying to put the microphone a little further away from your voice, your lips, your mouth, or investing in a better microphone. Dan, what did you think?
I would agree with everything you've said. I think the energy was good. I also think they weren't doing much of that. Like when like a newer creator who's just getting started, we would kind of hear them whisper, right? Like the people who live in their house with them, they don't want them to know I'm making a YouTube video. Like I didn't hear any of that. It sounded like it was good energy, but that only made the microphone issues more obvious to me as well. You know, there is definitely that we need. That's what these pop filters help with, but also just better quality mics. It's just like that first big investment into your channel should probably be a nice microphone, as long as you're feeling good about doing YouTube and this is something you're going to continue with, because they can be kind of pricey. I was going to actually say we should watch a little bit more, because as that first couple of seconds into the gameplay went, I was worried that we weren't going to talk anymore.
Yeah, it slowed right down, didn't it, when we got into the meat of it? So let's carry on.
Let's play a little bit more and see if the commentator comes back.
So as you may have seen,
Okay,
I've just gotten a...
Okay, so yeah, they are kind of like letting things happen and then bringing themselves back in. It's kind of interesting how they're recording and then they almost like commentate on what you just saw. So I don't know if it's like that throughout the whole video. It's kind of an interesting editing technique. I would definitely check your retention. If you see that the lines are starting to dip down and those moments where you're no longer commentating and it's just like birds chirping and the game noise in the background, that could be an indication that people are feeling like I did for a second. They're like, oh, where did he go? Like, what's, where's the commentator? What's going on? I'm lost. So if you notice that's what's happening, that would be my prediction, is that people kind of feel like you're just letting loose now and they don't know if they're going to like be brought with you anymore, or if they're just going to be passively watching you play a game.
Now, I do have a question about the thumbnail, which I think, as I look at it more, is quite intriguing. If you say, Dan, that this is a game development tool, and one of the games that they're going to show us is a first-person shooter, like you can actually do that in a game development tool to a decent level. Where is this game in this video? Because I feel as if I'd want to see that earlier on. Because what we're seeing now, kind of like blocky graphics and a simple top-down view, that does seem more akin to a game that is simple to develop. Whereas this first-person shooter seems a lot more complex. And as you're running through the timeline, we can't really see it. So from a promising a thumbnail versus delivering the video content, have we failed a little bit there?
Yeah, the only like 3D environment I'm seeing is this Flip 3D game. And the rest of the environments are very much 2D. We don't ever get to see a first-person shooter, which I would be very intrigued if this was, you know what I mean, like made in Scratch.
Yeah.
It's a really good lead, and I'm wondering if people in the comments called them out for not actually having that. No, but there's not like a big sample size here. I do feel like, because you brought it up, maybe the creator is leaning a little more towards the bad side of clickbait with this thumbnail.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if there were a first-person shooter game and it didn't look exactly like this one, I would still say, okay, it's probably fine. But
if
because
it was like Wolfenstein, the very blocky 3D graphics, but a first-person shooter.
Yes. So after having watched the video, we can say for certain that we don't feel like you're delivering on the promise of this thumbnail. And going forward, and this is just for all creators out there, going forward, just be careful with how much you lean into clickbait. I want to encourage people to play with their thumbnails to the point where it feels a little clickbaity, because that's what the biggest creators on YouTube are doing. But you can always go into their video and argue in some way, okay, I see why they made that thumbnail. I see why they chose that title. It makes sense. But after watching enough of this video and scrubbing through it to know that nothing like this ever comes up, that's what we would call bad clickbait. So
I would
it's
say
call
like
out.
a minute and a half in, if somebody was expecting to see the first person shooter developed game and they
Yeah.
hadn't seen it, they'd be getting quite irritated at that point, and that may cause them to click off the video.
Right. Yeah. So just some notes for you there. I do hope that was helpful. Now, because it looks like you're pivoting into a gaming channel, I'm going to take the second non-gaming channel on the form, because you did bamboozle us. And it's not fair to those non-gaming channels. I'm going to take the second person who managed to submit on the form, and we're going to look at them before we look at the first gaming channel that submitted. And it's Eli Studios. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. Definitely a very Minecrafty banner, but these days live action shorts seem to be where they're at on YouTube.
Oh, it looks like there's a stolen thumbnail there. If I'm honest, if you scroll back up, that looks like a Paddy Galway thumbnail to me.
Yeah.
We don't like that. We don't like people
Mm-mm.
just lifting stuff directly from elsewhere. Paddy, not Patty.
Sorry. I
that's
always
alright.
do that every time.
You know what?
Okay,
I
so
think it's a little further down. But
yeah,
I'm
it's an older
sure
one.
It's one of the older ones. There we go.
Yeah, that one right there. We've
Yeah.
happened to watch that one a little bit. So we do not encourage you to just take people's thumbnails, especially without doing any kind of adjustments, and just using them. And it makes me hesitate to click on any of these shorts because they all look so dramatically different that I worry this creator they could be lifting things, and I don't know if I necessarily want to. You know what I mean? Should we look
Yeah.
at one to see if it's transformative?
Maybe look at it with muted.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. as advertised, fire alarm going off. So it looks like stock footage, and they're just kind of like telling a story. Fire drills be like.
I think that was transformation
Yeah.
of that looked like B-roll with some text dropped on top.
I think so too. Now that was uploaded 17 hours ago. A lot of their shorts are not getting really any views, except when we get down here 4 days ago. It looks like some of them were tested a little bit. They have us. I trolled the stream. So I don't know.
Thanks for trolling the stream.
Because of the thumbnail lifting and I trolled the stream, I'm going to say that your channel lacks focus, and I'm going to pick the
I'm also going to
third
say not a
non-gaming
gaming channel from what we saw there, Dan.
Sorry?
I was also going to say not a gaming channel. Sorry, that was a non-gaming channel. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up on the forms. I'm with you now.
I'm trying to look at a non-gaming channel, and this looks like the one. Before I get into the first gaming channel, I'm trying really hard. Channel focus was my advice for the previous channel. This channel is making shorts and longs. It looks like it's an animation channel. It's called Fun and Profit: Crime, Scandals, Corruption. Should we look at the first long form video here?
Yeah, and then maybe a short afterwards.
Timmy, did you know that you could make nearly $500 million by destroying a few perfectly good companies?
Jeepers, no. How could we even do that?
Well, Timmy, you can't. But people who aren't poor can take a cue from one great American, former presidential candidate Mitt Romney, and use a little thing called private equity to make a whole stinking pile of money.
Mitt Romney? He sounds like a muppet.
I love Big Bird.
Timmy, could a Muppet come up with...
So we're 30 seconds.
Okay. I like the comedy that's being used there, especially the Death Star blowing up stuff at the very beginning to indicate big corporations. And that was used in a transformational way, I think, as a joke, and it implemented in some animation. I assume you're using a program to do this, and I would suggest that maybe you're recording all of your own voices, maybe at a guess.
Probably.
Just because they weren't like actor pitch perfect. It would be the same as me trying to do a voiceover as opposed to using somebody on Fiverr or Dan's voice, which is immaculate. I think everything here was generally good. I just felt like the pace was maybe just a little slow. Like if you could narrate 25% faster to inject a bit more pace, I think that would really help with the pacing. But other than that, a very different, visually stimulating effort here.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with the pacing. I think that this is an interesting and engaging way to kind of explain a concept,
Yep.
whatever it is you're trying, whatever point you're trying to get across. And I think the pitch of the video, excuse me, versus like what I got was the part where I got a little hung up. It's called The Secret to Making $500 Million. It's Firing People, which is an interesting title. The thumbnail doesn't really match the title, I would say.
Agreed. Yeah.
It
I'd
really
agree.
emphasizes the animated character, which is just kind of pointing to another animated character, a Muppet or something. It's just too hard to. I feel like you get it if you've seen the video, and that's the biggest mistake I think you can make with a thumbnail. You only get it if you've seen the video. You need to help people click on your video so they watch in the first place by letting them understand the purpose of the video before they click on it. They see the thumbnail and they're like, got it. You know, I see what they're going for here. If so, like it's Firing People is like a good little bit to maybe glom onto for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Like, so you could show someone getting fired and then some text over their head that indicates that made money for the company or something. You know, there might be a way to illustrate that.
I think corporate vulture, $500 million, firing people. There's some unconnected dots there, or the distance between those dots is too big, meaning that the viewer is having to figure stuff out in the thumbnail and the title. And I know this isn't necessarily a video review, but it's kind of leads into the hook. And the hook is generally strong, other than the pacing. But how many people are going to click on the title and the thumbnail?
Right. 75 is the answer to that question.
So far, 75. Yeah.
So far, 75 people have clicked.
What about one of the shorts?
Yeah, so let's see what they're doing with...
The views are pretty strong on the shorts.
Yeah, this one especially.
Timmy, what would you say if I told you you could practically print money and all you had to do was sell a few nuclear secrets to a hostile foreign government?
I'd say that's totally effed up, and you're definitely going to get caught.
No, Timmy, if you're a former president, they practically let you do it.
So kind of see where that's going. I got to say, I think the format of YouTube Shorts works a lot better for this content.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need to like know what the title was. I probably saw this while swiping through Shorts, and something is immediately happening and being explained.
Are you okay with the square cropping here?
I think square cropping is good when you feel like you need it. I don't know if you really need it. I mean, I can't rewind a short. Let me just play it on mute for a second.
That's annoying, isn't it, that you can't rewind shorts?
So I feel like there's enough room on the sides here, and you probably don't need the character's full, layout in the video. You probably could have gotten away with cropping this into a wide frame. I would test it.
Or could you just caption at the top? Use that blank space at the top for either a text or something.
Yeah, you could definitely do that too. There are no captions. Shorts, super important to have captions on them. It's just kind of the trend. And a lot of people do watch these on mute. The people that are watching in different environments, they may not have headphones, but they want to watch some videos and they're just used to seeing captions. So that would be a good compromise, I think, if you utilized this space up here. I wouldn't do this one because you can see the YouTube title tends to take up a lot of like room. If you do start doing captions and you also did vertical video, fully vertical, I would recommend putting them over here somewhere on this line, because the title on depending on different devices likes to cover the captions if you put them too low. So it is a good rule of thumb there.
I also thought at the very beginning of this short, it needed B-roll. And maybe that extends a bit to the long form content as well. Like I think he spoke about making lots of money. I can't remember now, Dan. Can you replay the beginning of it again? And you might have to refresh.
What would you say if I told you you could practically print money and
Right.
all you had?
So printing money, that I feel as if there's a B-roll opportunity there, and then there was something about nuclear stuff.
Do was sell a few nuclear secrets to a hostile foreign.
So there could be like a B-roll of espionage, or briefcases, envelopes being handed across the table, rather than just these two people talking to each other. Again, that's more pattern interrupts, keeping the viewer engaged, especially with shorts.
Yeah. I think all good tips there, and yeah, I would definitely test. We like Square is the bare minimum I think for shorts. If you're going to put some black bars in your shorts, I think this is the most you can get away with before the viewing experience becomes really like unpleasant. So I'm okay with Square shorts personally, but I do like to see people utilize the full frame of the device whenever possible. So if there's anything you can do to just test that out, I'd be really curious to see if your retention on your shorts goes up. Because I think when people just see these massive black bars, I don't know. Again, for Square, probably not a big deal, but we see people take 16:9 videos and just shrink in them and put them in the middle of that giant space, and it doesn't look good at all. It's hard to see what's going on. That's not the case for this one. So I would, if you're worried about it, I would just test it. They've only just gotten started. So
also, have you noticed what we avoided there, Dan? Yep, we didn't discuss any of that.
Nope.
Good video. Let's move on.
We're not here to talk about the subject matter. We're here to talk about the technique. So thank you for submitting your channels. Now let's look at the first gaming channel to submit. And it is a gaming channel. It looks like a lot of shenanigans. They have 30,000 subscribers. They're called Strat Gaming. They don't have a channel banner.
Nice.
Yeah. So top 10 combat tips from Bannerlord.
Bannerlord. I've not heard of this game before.
It looks chaotic. Top 30 crafted weapons. So it kind of a our favorite Zelda creator, 100% Zelda.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of that channel a little bit with more chaos involved, but gonna cover everything about this game kind of channel, and they're getting really solid views. Should we just look at the latest one?
Let's do that.
It's crashing terrible. Oh my, get out of the way, please.
That's a good start.
In the world of the humanities.
Let's see that in an instant replay. In this video, we're covering my top 10.
I mean, stop right there. I mean, that is like a brilliant way to introduce a video with just something that's completely unexpected. Tons of horses appearing from nowhere, all of them dying, and then a little meme bit to finish it off. And we're 15 seconds in, but it felt like a 5-second intro. So I applaud that. Very well done.
Yeah, I think this is great. This is definitely a very experienced creator. I mean, we can already tell that from the views and the subscribe count, but yeah, really interesting to see. Interesting that they're using chapters. I'm kind of seeing, I want to see where this goes over the next like 15 seconds.
Can I just add as well? I love physics glitches. Like I've watched some WWE 2K22 where they had some massive problems with like just characters spinning around and getting stuck on the ropes, and I was laughing uncontrollably for hours. But when I say my wife really irritates me with her TikTok, I really irritated her one evening by just laughing at that for the entirety of the evening. Anyway, do continue.
You might like watching Let's Game It Out because a lot of videos, a lot of segments of videos are things glitching into oblivion and him just like taking advantage of it for the purpose of comedy. It's really good. Anyway, all right.
With El Matador. These famous bullfighters from Spain are renowned for baiting a bull into attacking. We'll attempt to do the same here with Durthart's cavalry. The first technique is the edge of the cliff and quickly move before getting skewered.
No, it's a lot of damage.
Oh, dear.
The second technique can be done.
This guy's won YouTube. Like, well done.
I don't have any critique for you. You're too good at this. What do you want us to say here? We could look at the outro.
Just do more of that.
Yeah. I love how it was really unhinged at the beginning, right? Like it was just a lot of memes and everything happening all at once. And then the way it's being presented with the voiceover is chaotic but calm at the same time, like, so today the way we're going to do this is we're going to try to, and then you just see the whole army flood off the side of the cliff. So what we're going to attempt today, like a scientist getting ready to do an experiment.
Can you click on the timestamps? Let's see what else to do. If you click on the timestamp, you see next to the time.
Oh, right.
There, click there. Right.
Okay.
So what have we got? Anything else that looks really comical? You see, everything else just looks like normal strategies. I mean, how to take a castle by yourself, solo conquest. I mean, I think it sounds like he definitely picked the right right thing to begin with. All of these sound more not as interesting and exciting, but getting an entire cavalry to leap off a cliff. That was how you should have started the video. So well done.
Yeah.
How about fighting outnumbered on foot? Let's just start that one. It's that one. Just play that for 15 seconds.
My most frustrating experience with Bannerlord has always been fighting while outnumbered. It can seem impossible at first, but let's look at the best tips to come out on top. Even if the enemy is faster than us, it's difficult for them to land a hit because they slow down the instant they wind up for a swing, buying us time. We can use a wide left.
So I think this is more actual valuable strategies to play the game, and he presented it in a very good way. Like you as you playing this game probably have this problem. Yes, I play the game. I can relate to this problem. So this is how we're going to solve it. So again, really well structured part of the video.
I want to look at the outro.
All right.
We talk about a lot about outros, so maybe we can give you a little bit of advice depending on how you're doing your outro. So I'd say there's about 20 seconds left here.
Yep.
Without losing a single troop. If you think taking a castle solo is cool, then you'll definitely like this next video where I take out a whole Sea Raider hideout solo, starting with no weapons or armor. Hit that like button and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, I almost hope that this person has watched our videos in the past and applied these strategies so we can take credit. But that's a very good way to do it. Like if you, he said something along the lines of, if you liked how I did this in this video, then you're going to love how I'm going to do this in this video that you need to click on now. And then that's one call to action.
Yep.
Bravo. 10 out of 10.
Yep.
You don't need our help.
No, you're doing the thing. I would say you're doing the thing. We don't have a section on the forum for like what in particular would you like us to look at? Maybe it's shorts. I would say this Dr. Disrespect one, it doesn't, I don't even know if that really fits. Oh, they played Bannerlord. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they're really doing a lot with shorts, so I don't think that's the problem. They're getting really consistent views, some breakouts, but a lot of times 20 to 30K views, sometimes 60. Like they implement memes, right? So updated smithing guide, Bannerlord, but then we got the Will Smith slap as the thumbnail. I guess the only thing I would say from a channel audit perspective is that some of the thumbnails just feel busy. Even like when you're using memes like that, like even this one you pointed to earlier, the rags to riches one, the hands, I don't know if those simulate rags to riches to me. Like it makes the thumbnail feel busy, but it got 28,000 views. It's consistent with the views you typically get. It's still getting views right now. So I don't even know if I would suggest changing it. You know what I mean? Once you kind of have a style and it's working for you, I would just continue making improvements to it, but not necessarily take one person's advice and just change what you're doing.
Just from a game perspective, Dan, can you just do a search for Bannerlord? I want to see how vibrant this game is on YouTube.
5 hours ago.
So yeah, recycling fairly quickly, decent volume, not a massive amount of competition. Are there any small channels? See, that's really interesting there. Stop right there. That channel, what is it? Leon Exodus. Less than 1,000 subscribers, 2,500 views. And I'm not going to say to all 300 gaming channels watching this that they should start playing this game, but this is a good example of finding perhaps a lesser known game amongst the broad gaming community, but those creators that are in this space are really capitalizing on the opportunity. So well done to our hero channel, whose name escapes me. It's like Strat Gaming, was it?
Yeah.
I think.
As a full circle kind of like point I want to make right now about this, when we tell people to find an audience, right? We can say that the channel Strat Gaming has found an audience that enjoys Bannerlord content of all kinds. So that's what they're delivering, right? Now, you can argue that Bannerlord, objectively speaking, is a smaller gaming community when you compare it to Minecraft and games like that. I was able to go from 0 to 30K in 1 year. It's a pretty good game. That's fantastic. Now, 0 to 30K in one year playing one game, all right? They've targeted an audience. My point is, if you make a gaming channel and you're like, well, I'm going to target all the audiences and I'll grow even faster, that typically isn't what happens. I take a ton of your advice and watched this since the start a year ago.
Yes. Vindication.
then you're welcome. No,
Where's
kidding.
our 5% commission?
Just don't forget us. That's all we ask. So all I want to say right now to all the gaming channels out there, and any channel really at all, if you target an audience, you can get a fan base. You can get a groundswell under you because they know you take this topic seriously and you're an authority on it. And that's what we're seeing play out right here. If you try and target all the audiences at once, you're not an authority on anything. People don't know where you stand. They don't know what they're following you, but they're like, I don't know what's going to happen next. If you focus your channel, this is the kind of success you can see in 1 year. So well done.
But interesting point here. He plays Bannerlord, but he doesn't have a banner on YouTube.
Wow.
Strat Gaming,
That's-
you fail.
That's I didn't even mention. I did mention that there was no banner. I didn't make the connection. And everything I just said about Strat Gaming, forget it. Just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. We're gonna
That was pretty cool. We managed to do a really positive, motivating, excellent, all thumbs up video on it there.
Yeah, I would say so. And now things get a little bit interesting. It's the claw.
The claw.
There it is.
The claw.
Okay. It's
It claws
ready.
things.
It's ready to go. So we already have over 400
Oh my
responses
goodness.
on both forms. I thought I was setting us up for success by putting the number to 400 preemptively. I'm going to go to 460, I guess.
So let's be open and honest about this and transparent. Folks, we have 850 channel submissions right now. And I see little people in the chat saying, have they picked my channel yet? Is my channel next? Etc. etc. Please do appreciate that this isn't necessarily about video reviewing your channel so that you get a shout out on the vidIQ channel. This is about a collective community being open, vulnerable, and honest with their content and allowing us and the people in the chat to constructively critique it so that all creators can take advice from it. Like, I'm hoping you took many of the positives from that Bannerlord gaming channel, whether you're a tech channel, a gaming channel, a beauty channel, because that hook alone was fantastic. And if you can figure out how to create that chaotic hook that is so intriguing and interesting to a viewer, irrespective of your content, that's going to really resonate with your audience. So please do appreciate that we can't audit every single channel, but we will try our best to give holistic advice.
Yep. We like we always tell you for channel audits, if you have a second screen, pull your channel up next to the channels we're going to look at. Pull your videos up. Be honest with yourself about the channels we're about to see picked via the claw. And, ask yourself, do I do this? Are there things I could do to improve my intros, my outros? So 347 on the non-gaming form is where we're going first. And it is a music channel. Oh boy. We love music channels in that they can be very difficult to give advice to, especially for video reviews.
Yeah.
Almost 4,000 subscribers, though. What do you think? Wait, what are our legal rights here to play these videos?
Yeah. So check the about section. Can we just see what the explanation is here? They're taking not much there, unfortunately. Can you just play a video and pause it and have a look at the description just to see if it's saying that it is copyrighted music or not? Okay, that's a lot of tag stuffing.
Yeah. We wouldn't recommend this. This doesn't really do anything.
Look what it says in the description. Ignore these tags. Just so you know that I think that is against YouTube terms of service. You're not supposed to do that. I can't remember if that's still true or not. I remember reading it in terms of service somewhere or community guidelines, and now I can't find it. But it's not going to make it. I mean, if YouTube are true to their word, it shouldn't influence if the video is discoverable or not.
I have to say, I don't think we can play these videos. They're putting in the description that we must credit different videos if we're going to use the music.
Yeah.
So I don't have any guarantees that this is, when it comes to the music industry, you just gotta be really careful. I don't have any guarantees here if I play this music that we don't see any issues from playing it.
Can you just play the video muted?
Yes.
Where's the footage from? Does the footage come from the original song as well?
I don't know, unfortunately.
My guess, and this is only a guess, is that they're taking the original track and then they're applying different beats or a transformational approach to it. But as you said, Dan, I don't know this genre of music, and if we listen to it, we run a risk of copyright claims. So as you say, this is probably more suited to a channel audit. So maybe we can kind of do a semi-channel audit if we go back to the channel a little bit. It looks as if they're focusing on a particular genre and indeed a particular artist. So they've got the niche down there, and you know what? It's a very simple strategy, but including the word "free" in your title is going to draw attention to it because the viewer may get something for free. Just make sure that is true, and you are allowed to offer this content for free. And is it Kyle Rich is the artist? They're focusing on that person every single day with a very strong cadence. Thumbnails look striking and the text is very readable. But as you say, Dan, we're into copyright, reuse, repetitious zone here. And without knowing more, it's difficult to advise and suggest. But I'd say for a music channel, they're doing pretty solidly here.
Yes, for a music channel, they're doing very well. What I will say, someone asked, why do people make channels like this when they know they're going to deal with copyright issues? And there's a lot we don't know about this channel. They could be well within their rights. And so we can't say whether or not they are going to or are not going to have copyright issues. What I will say, though, is there are people who use things that they know they shouldn't use, but they enjoy the art form of making these videos so much that they're not in it to make money. They're just in it to put something together that is cool. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily either, as long as they're just going through the proper channels. YouTube has a copyright system for a reason. They're not pulling the videos off a lot of times. They're just giving the money to the person who owns the content. So you can do this, but just know that if you're coming to us and saying, I want to grow my channel and get monetized, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and you are reusing songs and stuff that you didn't physically make, then you probably won't achieve that dream with this kind of media. But we don't know. Just disclaimer. We don't know.
It could be that this creator's using this as a portfolio of work to try and get into the industry. Look, I'm able to create music from this original content and edit it in such a way that maybe this person is looking for a job making music videos within the music industry. As you say, Dan, we don't know all of the details.
Right. Unfortunately, I don't know how much more advice we have. What we would say is, like, make sure you're using titles and focusing on a certain genre of music, so you're consistently appealing to the same kind of person. It looks like you are doing that like throughout, so that consistency is really good. You're uploading very frequently, which is really good. The videos are about a similar length. It would make sense because they're all a song. So yeah, I think a lot of positive signals here. I think the thumbnails have come a long way, to be honest. I think some of them were not as vibrant as the ones as of late, So yeah, I don't know how much help we were there, but I hope it was some. All right.
Let's move on.
Move on to the next gaming channel on the list. The claw tells us 259. Well, I'm just here to do what the claw says, so that's fine. 259. Looks like they said their channel focuses entertainment and tutorials. I wonder what they're using for that. Banana Tony. What are you doing? Subscribe. All right.
It sounds like a nickname a mafia goon would get. It's Banana Tony.
I like that. So they're playing Minecraft. They're playing Call of Duty. They're playing cricket. There you go, Rob.
Hey. Oh, I was actually playing cricket this morning before our meeting, Dan. I was chasing down a score, and I successfully did it.
Oh,
VR
congrats.
cricket, everyone. It's the best game on earth.
So if we were doing a channel audit, we would tell you that these video games could not be farther apart, and channel focus is going to be something you want to focus on. But why don't we try? I like Minecraft. Why don't we try? I made my pet invincible and OP in Minecraft.
Video lengths are interesting as well, like hour-long Call of Duty ones and 30-second cricket video.
It was a stream, but yes, it's kind of interesting. They're streaming Call of Duty, but they're doing videos and short videos on Minecraft and shorts. I still think those are two different channels, to be honest. All right.
Anyway.
So first thing I'm seeing is that the text got cut off in widescreen mode. So the letter I is cut off and the question mark, I assume a question mark or an exclamation mark is cut off right here. So I would be very careful while you're editing to make sure that everything fits within the frame.
Okay, so next thing is you can show me how after you show me how your dog's invincible. So I think we want to get to the end of this build to show like what would it be invincible against? The Ender Dragon, the zombie. That's the extent of my Minecraft knowledge. Can you throw it off a cliff and it survives, or blow it up with loads of TNT? Dan, how could you demonstrate an invincible pet?
Judging by the thumbnail, it seems that they're going to do something to the dog, and then they can bring the dog with it wherever it goes, and it can get blown up. It says kills bosses, fights mobs. So this dog is like a companion that cannot be destroyed. And this contraption you're building must make it happen. But yes, I agree. I wanted to see a dog in those first moments, and I wanted to see this demonstrated. You know, like explode the dog. You know?
Should we jump towards the end of the video then and see if we can find a demonstration of this invincible dog anywhere?
So I do see like 47 seconds in, they spawn the dog. So we're gonna like use the contraption, and then it says proof in the title card. So proof 1.
All right, okay. That's very dark. I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, they waited till nighttime to record this bit in the game, and the dog is killing everything. It took me a minute, but the dog is red there.
It looks like a pig killing sheep to me.
Yeah, it's eating up all the skeletons. Proof 2. Here we go. This is what we wanted to see all along. I will say I like the speed ramp effect. I like how fast it's moving. I like that you hear some sounds with it. And I don't know, there's something satisfying about it, even though I can't get my eyes to focus, right? Like I kind of like that.
Still far too dark.
It is way too dark.
Right, okay. Come on. Blow it up. So that's how you should have started the video. And then zoomed into the dog, just like, fine, no problem. That is a somewhat glitched dog. Why is it gyrating like that?
So you can't even throw it through the bottom of the world. It just comes right back, I guess.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, first of all, always record your Minecraft videos in the daytime, unless you're using the night for like dramatic effect. It's really hard to see, and YouTube will compress it, so it's even harder.
It's funny, is it? Like in the real world, you're constantly fighting with the best lighting, and in a video game, you can set it up perfectly, and then you still have the same problem. Like you're taking real world problems into a gaming environment.
Now you would say, well, I had to make it nighttime because the skeletons will burn in the sunlight, but unless something's changed, as far as I'm aware, you can make a roof and put it way up high, so that the sun isn't directly hitting the build underneath, and you can be positioned between the skeletons and the roof so that they're not getting burned, but you can still film in the daytime.
So you can build a gazebo in Minecraft.
Yep, you can build a gazebo, and then all of the angry mobs will be protected from the sunlight, and then it's the best of both worlds. There's probably also a mod you can download or something you can do to make it so the nighttime effects don't work on the monsters. So when you make YouTube videos, especially gaming videos, you got to be thinking about this stuff. Like gaming and nighttime in video games can be very punishing to YouTubers. So you really got to like get creative with how you present that. But I think fundamentally speaking, we would have liked to see the invincible dog, And it's okay, there's no commentary in this video, but if there's not going to be commentary, you got to make sure the text is completely readable. So I would just, in your editing software, just get to know it a little bit more. Take some tutorials on your editing software so you have a really easy time doing text. Like once you kind of learn this stuff, it's just boom, 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 boom. You can put text on video, no problem. It looks like you may still be learning, just judging by that.
So I'm curious, Dan, what are the properties of an invincible wolf in Minecraft? What do you have to feed it to make it invincible?
I gotta watch the video. Apparently, you gotta make this redstone contraption.
Okay.
I'm guessing they fill
goodness.
this with potions or something to like give the dog some abilities.
Because at the end it was like red, so that it evolved into some weird Cerberus style.
Yeah, it's red here too.
As a dog owner, I find this disturbing.
You wanted to know. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
have.
true.
I wouldn't have shown it, but you
That's
just
true.
had to know, didn't you? Now we're all upset.
And so from that point on, does it just glitch and gyrate?
Yeah, I think so. It's just its life now. So yeah, channel focus would be one thing. An interesting tutorial though. I made my pet invincible and OP in Minecraft. I think the thumbnail could be better. It's hard to read some of the text you've chosen. I think there could have been more to simulate that the dog was invincible, but I see kind of what you were doing with the glow. And I think the title, when you included the word "and," like we talked about yesterday with Jake Thomas, try not to include the word "and" in your title. Challenge yourself to see if you can make that title a little bit shorter while also making it just as interesting. You capitalize the word "made," but I think "invincible" is the stronger word. So when you're going to do all caps, make sure you're putting a little bit of thought into that. Like, I made my pet invincible. I made my pet invincible. Like, imagine a Mr. Beast style intro. I made my pet invincible. Like, that's what you're really emphasizing here. That's the most impressive thing. That's the big hook. So just some general title thumbnail tips for you. And yeah, focus up. That was a really good Minecraft tutorial. I think you could go all in on Minecraft for a bit and try it out.
This is a GoldenEye reference. My pet is invincible.
Sorry.
You've watched GoldenEye, right?
It's been way too long.
Boris Grishenko, I think his name is, because he keeps avoiding being killed, and at the end he goes, "I'm invincible," and then this water comes down and freezes him and shatters him. It's quite fun. I think GoldenEye is the best Bond film ever, but I think that's highly tied to the N64 game, which is my favorite console game of all time.
Yeah.
Discuss in the chat.
I do think that game influenced some opinions. So this is a Lego channel we're looking at next. GorillaTube.
Oh, Lego.
We got good channel focus here. We could watch how to fix Lego wheel. I don't know what that is. I found a major Lego clearance before the Lego price hike. Okay. I think more of this title would have fit if you didn't all caps so many letters, but that's just a general tip there. How to fix your clone's weapons. What do we think?
The major Lego clearance one intrigues me. Obviously, it should be work needs to be done on the thumbnail. But so before we click into this, we would be expecting something along the lines of a relatively expensive, popular Lego set costing a noticeable amount less. For example, an X-Wing Lego set, which costs $100, you managed to grab it for $30, like 70% off. That would be the hook to deliver on this thumbnail, which is a 10-minute video. So let's click it and see what happens.
So for the thumbnail, though, you're thinking of them holding the box of the really valuable Lego set with a price reduction on it.
Something along those lines.
And pretty much nothing else. That'd be a whole thumbnail right there.
Yeah.
We all know Lego prices are going to be going way more expensive in the coming weeks. So that's why today...
Pause. I would say that bit should come after the hook, because that's more explaining and starting the story, as opposed to some big headline grab or catch. But anyway, let's continue.
Headed out to Target with my boys to pick up some Lego sets and some great deals at that. But yeah, if you didn't know, Lego prices are going 5% to 25% more expensive, and it's affecting my favorite theme, Lego Star Wars. A lot of the sets are going up by 5, 10, sometimes 20 or even more dollars.
So that's a little over 30 seconds in. I do think the editing was a bit choppy. A little bit of work there to do on our editing skills, but I like the pattern interrupts. Definitely. Like the use of Darth Vader saying no.
Yeah.
Good placement there.
The video quality was odd. Can we just go back and play it? Maybe muted. I'm presuming this is maybe from your phone and this is all you have available, perhaps.
Yeah.
And it maybe looks like you're using your window as natural light, which is fair enough.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
You're having to work with what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the audio sounded a bit odd as well, as if it had been recorded through speakers or like played from speakers and recorded through a microphone. The Star Wars bit definitely sounded like that. Maybe it was to try and protect themselves from a copyright claim.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Now, can we just scrub across this timeline and see if we can find a bit where it's all right? There's a price tag there. Okay, so let's just go back, a few seconds back, and let's play that.
There's no bricks and ticks. Oh, and it's only it's only $15 off. Focus.
Oh, come on, focus.
35. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually an amazing deal.
All right. Okay. So pause. So that Technica, that to me, that probably looks like it would usually be like $70, $60-$70. And so $35 does sound like quite a significant reduction.
Mm-hmm.
I think that something along those lines should be the hook, whereby, wow, look at this. Usually it'd be $70, but we can get it for $35. Ship it, or something along those lines, and then you begin with that explanation of, we've heard that prices of Lego are going up soon, and so we decided to take advantage before they did by finding this clearance store. So that's where I'll be looking to potentially have a hook of some kind.
Yeah, I appreciated that tense moment where all of us felt it at the same time. Like, come on, camera, focus, you can do it, and it did. Those are the kinds of things, those little details you want to edit out of your video. Those are the kinds of things that you want to be practicing. This is not something that by your next video I expect you to master by any means, but just keep in mind that we feel like the pacing of the video gets a little bit awkward. There's definitely some edits that could be done to tighten this up. It would represent a shorter video, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So that would be, I think, my biggest piece of advice. I do like where this creator is coming from. I do feel like they've seen some of the advice that has been given in the past about having a strong hook and seeing the price on a graph skyrocket of your favorite thing. Like, I totally see the logic there, but I do agree that starting out in this case, starting out in the store and seeing prices helps people understand, like, I'm in the right place. I clicked a video about clearance and this person is showing me at whatever store, like, that prices are down right now on certain sets. Awesome. And then you can come back in with you in your room, kind of explaining the whole situation. So yeah, prices are about to go up, which you said about 3 times. So you kind of repeated yourself there, but just once. Prices are going up probably by like 15-20%, but some stuff is on clearance, and we're gonna go check that out today. Boom, now you're at the store again, but now it's at the beginning of the journey. Like, so these are all things, as you practice, you'll kind of like get better and better and better.
And let's give the creator tremendous credit for something I've never really done, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, Dan, but you've probably never really done, and that's filming in public. You've gone to a store and you're filming in public. Again, you can maybe quite feel vulnerable and exposed. People worry about people judging you. I just film everything in this room by myself, and I hate going out and filming in public, and I get very self-conscious. So for you to be doing that on your content already at your age, big thumbs up.
Our friend Ed from Film Booth goes out into like the woods and he'll find like a bench and he'll record scenes from that. And even that, I'm like, what if somebody walks by and sees you? You know, even I can't like go into the middle of the forest alone and feel comfortable. Like, yeah, everything's done in one room. So that's a bravery right there. That is awesome. Okay, cool. Let's look at the next gaming channel. Courtesy of Vine Claw, 492. We got 500 channels in the pool. 130. All right. That's not what I meant. 130. All right. Brawl Stars channel.
Brawl Stars, I remember playing that for a bit when it first came out. I think it's evolved significantly since then. And I think FreeCell have now released a Fall Guys style game.
No.
I think I saw that on one of our audits a couple of weeks ago, actually. And I joined the dots and thought, hang on, that's a free sale style graphics. So they've joined that genre. I don't know how successful it's going to be, though.
So really strong thumbnails. I say we just click on the latest video. Okay.
I think this is missing a why.
Yeah.
Explaining what you're doing, and maybe you've done that in the title and the thumbnail, but I need it repeating or reinforcing in the beginning, because to me now it just looks like you're playing, just playing battle games. You're playing rounds of a game without much context.
Yeah. It says beat the randoms challenge in 2 minutes. This could be another situation where if you're looking for a strong hook here, maybe you could put like the game kind of ending, right? Like you winning or something, and then you go into the strategy behind it. I know that channels can be successful with this strategy of like, I'm not going to talk, but I'm just going to put some nice big text on my video and let that commentate for me. But this feels like a situation where, as someone who watches gaming tutorials myself, I really like it when there's a person there telling me why something, you know.
Can you just keep it playing in the background, Dan, but like with the sound very low?
I just muted it.
Okay.
So other best brawlers, I did not include Janet or Otis. So that's kind of, oh, and we don't get to, that's the other thing too. You show what to do in the stage, who to use, but then there's no like proof of concept. We don't get to see the battle play out in the background or anything, you know, like you're telling me to do this, and you're, again, because there's no commentator and now there's no proof of like concept. I don't like, I guess I just got to try it. Like I just got to just trust you, you know, but I think it would add a lot more to the content here if a person was commentating over this and saying, use these characters, do these things, and the reason is because.
So I've just realized this isn't actually the game playing. This is them editing all of these graphics and things together, which is,
yes,
this actually looks quite smooth and smartly done.
Yes. I'm giving them that for sure.
But as you say, Dan, ultimately, where's the proof of concept? Show how this is gonna. This is a lot of telling.
Yeah,
I guess a lot of basic visual telling rather than visually showing. And I don't know if I'm making sense there, but
yeah, I kind of think if we could see action on the screen, like place these characters here and then show me the effect of that. Let the game play out with those characters there, like you told me. Something's got to give here. There's got to be, there's got to be something that instills confidence, I think, in the viewer. Otherwise, they might not make it through the whole video. Once they get partway into stage one and they realize what they're in for, they might make a choice to leave because they're just not being filled with much confidence.
The pacing, and because of this, all of the pacing is exactly the same. You're just moving from one arena to the next with the best characters, and it's not broken up with some gameplay footage or a change in pace. And so again, I think people are probably going to start to trail off after 45, 50 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would have recorded a match as at least for the background. I'm not saying the whole video needs to be longer because you can imagine that would make the video longer. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
You would just, instead of these still images, you would be like, place these characters here, here, and here, and then the battle would start playing. If you're not going to talk, there might as well be something else going on. There's a lot of reading that I have to do. Not too much. I would say this is my limit in terms of like text on a screen to tell me what to do. This is definitely my limit. But as I was saying, it's a personal preference, but I like it when I look at a strategy guide for a game and someone tells me, because they tend to also interject their thoughts. They tend to interject their experiences. I did it this other way once. I got totally wrecked. So that's why I know to use this person now and put him in this position and blah, 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 blah.
How long is the text on screen? Just curious.
So I hit play. It's
Yeah.
there long enough to read it, I would say.
Okay, so it's showing these 6 characters. Oh, but there was some text at the bottom there, and I
Yeah,
didn't have a chance to read that.
It was, I did not include Janet and Otis since they are very rare to unlock. So that little bit of
Yeah.
disclaimer might not have saved you some comments if anyone's like, why didn't you include Janet or Otis? It might have been missed really easily. So I think that's our advice, right? We see at the end, they wish you luck.
I think technically, the video is well put together in terms of
Yes.
its presentation and editing,
Mhm.
but it's, for lack of a better word, it's storytelling. And I know you're not trying to tell a emotional story in this video, but you are trying to tell the story of how to do this challenge in just 2 minutes or whatever. And because of the way you've presented the information, it's not getting me excited, or I'm not getting that aha moment. But this is really going to help me, this information.
Mhm. So that is kind of what we're missing. But yeah, the editing is very, very solid. We can definitely say that.
Are all the videos like that? Can we just maybe watch another one briefly?
These are the best 5 brawlers
Oh.
in the game.
Oh.
By pushing them, you can get
All right.
trophies easy and fast.
Wait.
Nice. That was a nice, cool intro. That
was really cool.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at me, basically.
Hello and welcome to our interview with Frank.
Oh my goodness! This channel's trying all sorts of tactics.
I'm so confused. Huh. So I don't know if they commentate all the time, if they I think they're trying a lot of different things, but I feel like, would you say they're trying them too fast? Like,
Yeah.
too many videos in a row?
Mm.
And also they don't upload super frequently. So I think that's even a larger issue now, because sometimes it's text on the screen, sometimes it's a robot voice, and sometimes it's a commentator. And they only get a video every couple weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really hard to get like a consistent, viewing experience with this creator. So I would, after you've kind of tested these and figured out which one you enjoy doing the most, I would kind of commit to one of those options and not the robot voice.
Definitely not the robot voice.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we gave you some good advice there. We'll go back to the forums. Well over 500 now. A lot of people with videos. 525 on the non-gaming.
A lot of people, not enough likes. We're 100 short right now. Like this live stream if you find it valuable and educational and motivating.
We will look at, this is a self-help channel. I don't know how to pronounce anything, so it's not in English.
Yeah.
And
we like challenges.
Wait.
Now, why has that channel got 3 million subscribers and this one got
No, this one's in English.
Yeah.
Okay. Multivitamin for your mind, improvement pills dedicated towards conveying important ideas for those willing to change.
So let's go to the other one. Can you just look at the form? Does it explain that it's the Spanish version of their main channel or well, Portuguese? No. Okay.
But we don't know if it's them or if they took the videos and translated them themselves.
What does the about section say?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Yes. My apologies, then. Well, look. So there is something there about intellectual copyright 2019. I think it's saying that it's copyright of their own company. We'd have to go to this extreme, Dan.
Okay, so same description translated from the English channel, and a quote. Okay.
Let's play one of the videos, even though I know we're not going to be able to understand it.
Seja com drama excessivo ou com muitas conversas negativas.
Right, what's in the description?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm just checking. I'm curious. Are we able to find that same video on the main channel? And the answer is probably no. So see if we can see that thumbnail, and then because it's odd because we kind of do have experience with this type of content.
Yeah. So it looks like
all right.
similar.
So try that one.
Whether it's through unnecessary drama or constant negative talk, toxic people spread their energy to those around them, dragging everyone down. If you're
Okay.
Okay. So is it a case of they've just replaced the voice actor from one to the other?
It seems that way.
Now, what I'm curious again, go to this video, the latest one, and can we just see if they change any text to the native language of the video, or it's returned in English? Okay, so it's converted as well. Right. Okay. So we have done this. We've done this exact thing with vidIQ en Español, where we've taken our content and through the good people at Unilingo, they have done a full translation of it. They've got a professional voice actor, they've changed all of the text language to suit the native speaking audience, and those videos have done very. After a while, it's taken us like a good year and a half. Those channels have successfully built up an audience, and so it looks like you maybe done this with other languages as well. There, maybe Russian and Japanese or Mandarin.
So
I'm sorry, I don't understand the languages.
Here's my concern.
Yeah.
None of these channels are the one we've been submitted. So there's no guarantee that the other one we're looking at is actually this creator behind it.
Can you click on one of those channels and look at the description and see if it kind of matches?
It's much shorter.
Yeah. And then if you go to the Russian one, does it kind of like a similar short about section? No, that's a different length as well. So it's impossible to tell, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Anyway, let's just talk about how we've done this, and I think because the only advice we can really give, it's proven content. We just need more of it.
Yeah, if a content of if the quality of the content is high and you publish enough videos, then it should start to find its own native audience for that language. And you've already done this 3 times with other languages. And those channels have grown successfully, like into, what was it, hundreds of thousands of... It is odd, yeah. Why are they not all linked somehow?
Yeah. Someone suggested it could be a fan-made channel that translated, the videos. We would advise against that unless you have permission to do so. So that's our disclaimer. But assuming maybe they just haven't put this channel on their list of channels on the main channel.
You see, the first video got 10,000 views, but that was 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
and then and then just recently they picked it up again.
Yeah.
I
Video
think
audit wise, I don't know what to say.
it's difficult to really make a determination until you have like 20 videos out on this channel that are fully translated. And you know, we're not video auditing at all at this point, are we?
They said I contacted the real owner to ask permission. I just wanted to know if wanted to know something helpful. Okay.
Right, okay.
It is not the real owner, but they said they got permission to redo these. Okay, got it. Okay, so my advice to you, assuming you have permission to do this, and Rob, I don't know if you have anything to add, would be to not take a 2-year break, but to just do more. You know, it's make more videos. That's always the thing. Those videos will feed the previous videos. It's been proven to work in other languages before. It can be done again, but you'll have to just do more videos.
If you do have permission to do this, go to the original channel, sort by most popular, and start translating those videos first, because those have the biggest audience appeal.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
I hope.
Hopefully, yes. Best of luck. So, all right. 536. We're good. Let's pick a gaming channel. 474. English treble.
This is a gaming channel, right?
Yes. All right. Got more shorts. Not quite sure what game, but it looks like it could be first-person shooters, some sports.
I
Okay.
think the characters in the banner and the profile picture relate to the content.
Yeah, I'm not sure who these characters are and how they relate to the games. Let's just click on the latest one.
All right.
Go on, AI. Oh man, I'm gonna flip flap their mom's fanny in a minute.
Okay, so they took something funny that was said, made it into a short. You know, we encourage these types of clips. I think it happened too late though. There was several seconds where we didn't get to hear the title come into play, right? The weirdest sentence you'll ever hear.
Should try another one.
Yes.
So is it also to do with football? All right, okay.
What we doing here, like a dog? Jack, what you doing?
All right, well, let's not play another one of them. Is it their content?
I don't know.
I'm going to assume not.
You think not? It's a video game. Sound like the same person in both.
Not sure. I don't want to play.
It could be.
I don't want to play another one to find out.
I don't want to either.
This is more because of our PG audience, by the way.
Yes.
I just don't think that some of the language is appropriate for everyone watching.
Correct.
So the audio. So if it is their own content, I think the audio needs improving a little bit. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to have like peaking and like noises that sound a bit crazy on commentary like that, but it just sounded a little quiet. I don't know, Dan, if that was the volume you had it set at. And like you said, it was awkward pauses that didn't quite fit with the pace you may expect a short to go at.
Yeah, there was a lot of awkward pauses, and the reason that's a problem with shorts is because of the ease of switching to a different short to watch. So someone gets into it. There's nothing happening except like some little characters on the field running around. They're probably swiping away because there's just no context for what's on the screen. But if the funny bit were to start immediately, then they would kind of be brought into the content, I think, a lot faster. So that's like my initial advice there with shorts. The other thing I would say is it's going to be really, really tough to build a returning audience. You can do that with shorts, but you really got to make sure you're putting out the right kind of shorts, for the right audience. And it seems like you switch games, aka topics, quite a bit. So we're always appealing to different people. Now we're appealing to like first-person shooters down here. different memes and stuff. So yeah, I think they've gotten better in terms of the framing. Like I'd say the captions they're using are appropriate and everything. The framing's a little bit better, especially in this latest one. I would stick to this framing instead of this, where you've kind of cropped out so you can see the whole field. That doesn't really do anything for anybody.
Oh, they've just returned as well. Like there was a big 9-month gap, so there's 2 shorts that all have made in the last 9 months.
Yeah,
encouraging views. So, if I was going to do shorts, it's funny. Like it was a 9-month gap and then 2 shorts in a single day. Can you commit to consistency? Can you do 2 shorts on this football topic? These funny football commentaries for the next 2 weeks. And if you can, and you're getting solid views, you're off and running.
It also feels like when these are recorded, it's that quiet YouTuber thing. That's where I think the quietness is coming from. Like you want to be loud, but something's preventing you from being loud, and it's making it really hard to hear what's going on. It's something to work on, but this is encouraging. Whatever game you're playing, getting 1,000 views on a short in the first hour that it's released, that means this short could be many thousands of views by now, and YouTube hasn't caught up. So you might be serving an underserved shorts audience. So you'd want to keep doubling down on this game in particular.
Sweet.
All right.
700 people watching, 740 likes.
Nice.
I love you all.
We did it. We broke YouTube. I'm going to have to update the claw now because more and more and more of you keep filling out this form. 575. 575. That's not a number we have on the form. I was trying to prep for the future, Claw. I'll do 564 since that's the last person to submit on the non-gaming form. Claw's been favoring the higher numbers today. Everyone who submitted earlier has been left behind by the Claw. And they did say they were an animation channel. It looks like they are delivering on that. So when I say that the shorts viewing experience isn't great, this is what I'm talking about, the giant black bars. Let's click on this one. So we just got silence. It is unmuted.
Yeah, no sound, correct.
And they are showing how to animate this character kind of punching, which I think is pretty cool. But it could... Without knowing that's what's happening, there's some context missing, I think. There's some text popped up at the end.
That's the start of a shot, wasn't it? Showing you animation first, which is fine. I think that should be accompanied by some sound effects of a punching sound. And or you could add some music from the shorts library. I can't remember what it's called, but I don't know. Is this 15 seconds? Is it a little too long?
It might be. But if you can, yeah, trending music would work here, and more text.
Yeah, there's some explainer text at the end, but most of it didn't have any.
All you need is you can use YouTube's editing tools to do this too. At the very top right here, where my cursor is, how to make this with an arrow pointing. Or just how to make this. Don't even need the arrow. I think that would give the person who just swiped over to your short a little more context.
And then the fundamental question is, should you be delivering tutorials in shorts, or should you be saving your shorts content for the end product, the fantastic animation that puts all of your tutorials together, and leave your tutorials for longer form content?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's our shorts advice.
Should we try just one more from the channel? Let's see what they've got.
They're all shorts except for down here. So maybe we'll just do this one.
Let's. Can we do the? Because I want to do the Alan Becker evolution, because that looks as if it's not a tutorial. Might be something more entertaining. It's the first video. Alan Becker evolution.
Why did it go down here? What's going on? YouTube. What happened, YouTube? Oh my gosh. There we go.
There we go.
So we got some music here.
I'm
going to mute that now, but they did use music.
All right, so this looks, as you said, Dan, the cropping needs work, but this animation looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
This looks awesome.
Now, I'm guessing this may be not their own work. They've grabbed the clips from maybe... Is Alan Becker like a Stickman animation cartoon?
I don't know. it might, yeah, this might be a fan project of their work.
Yeah.
But the cropping on this is really hard because of all the giant black lines. When we talk about shorts, though, yeah, what you were saying earlier, this plays out here. This is like a lot of cool action stuff that was made with the program in action, and I think a lot more entertaining to watch on shorts. If you want to learn how to do it, I would expect you would go into a long form video to kind of learn that. But again, it's worth testing. A big creator in that scene. Okay. All right. Thank you for the clarity there. So yeah, promising stuff though. I think I would continue to now, like you've taught people how to make some stuff, like make something cool, like and make that the short, and then make a long form video to accompany it if you want, to show how to do it. Something to test.
This is an example of where thumbnails look terrible on shorts because you can't choose your own
Yeah.
due to the nature of these very cropped images, and a stickman that only fills up like 5% of a screen. It's not necessarily the creator's fault. It's just that challenging aspect of shorts. Like, am I going to get views based on click-through rate? And you would say through these shorts, no, but it's going to have to be through the quality of the content itself.
Yeah. Now, Rob, have you heard of Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Gary Too Scary.
Oh.
Let everybody know that they went from 194 to 305 subs last week. They got 386 hours of watch time over the weekend.
Wow.
Other stats that spiked went from 70,000 total views to 100,000 over the weekend.
Nice.
I guess people love hot tubs. I'm about to double down on a bigger budget video for next week, still chasing that first dollar. Thought I'd share my graph spiking for inspiration.
That's
Look
like
at that.
the inverted audience retention graph, isn't it? Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what I want to see. Up and to the right. I haven't just walked up a hill there. I've scaled Everest. Sheer rock face of views. I love it.
If you haven't heard of Gary Too Scary yet, I'm wondering if some of you will soon enough. Gary is seeing a lot of success and happens to be in our vidIQ Max program. That's where this Discord message came from, our private vidIQ Max Discord, where people go in there sometimes just to brag, just to talk about how great things are since joining vidIQ Max.
That's right. We have a brag about it channel, don't we?
Yep.
And it's filling up constantly with stuff like this.
Yeah. So we wanted to just share this and give a shout out to Gary, who joined vidIQ Max and is now seeing some incredible results. And vidIQ Max, the link is down below if you would like to, also see some incredible results. It's our group coaching program. So Gary and others have been getting advice from our coaches. Every other week is a guaranteed coaching session, but they've been kind of going every week, to be honest with you. There's just so many guests they're bringing in that the every other week schedule is not working. They're having to do more and more and more presentations on different concepts about YouTube, and people who take the advice and apply it to their channels are growing incredibly fast, as we've been seeing with stories like Gary. There's many stories like this in the Discord, and we wanted to share it. So if you're interested in joining vidIQ Max and taking your channel to that next level, again, the link is down below, and yeah, give it a shot.
I think for the first couple of months, obviously the recorded sessions were definitely the most valuable aspect of Max, but the Discord server itself is very quickly becoming the equal reason to join, because there's just so much useful conversation that isn't white noise of just nonsense. Like, everybody's really focused on growing their channels, but also sharing their experiences and helping other creators. And we don't promise this, but we have all of these extra perks. And one of those perks was on Friday. We just dropped into the Max channel for like an audio conversation, and it went on for 2 hours.
It did.
And there was 8 of us. Like, there was me, you, there was Travis, Jeff, Alexi, Tish was in there as well.
I think Viper was too.
Viper was, yeah. And we were just all talking YouTube shop. Like, we didn't have a discussion point. I remember the discussion point started with 3 minutes audience retention on a video. And then it ended up with, where did it end up in the end? It was like something really motivational and like inspiring. I was trying to remember exactly where we ended up with the conversation.
I know that we had people asking us questions. We actually we did kind of like a stage where we were talking and then people could raise their hand and we'd pull them up and they could ask us a question and we would talk about it for a while. We did that towards the end. Again, just exclusive to vidIQ Max people who were able to make it. And then of course there was the there's the fact that, again, like you mentioned, all the recorded sessions. So when that's not going on, you can be watching every week. This gets more valuable and the price stays the same because there's a new recorded session to watch.
Yes, I remember. Just Peace Jewel was there because I remember shouting her out because she, I think, just joined Max either that day or the day before.
Mm-hmm. So thank you for being there, and thank you to all the vidIQ Maxers who are here right now. And yeah, just thank you so much for sharing your success with us too, and letting us know how things are going. We love to see it. We like to call this the vidIQ Max effect. Could be yours next. We're taking credit for it. We probably, maybe should be more careful about that. But hey, we're just dang proud of Gary.
So proud. So proud. So he got a 25% of his monetization requirements over the weekend, which is
just the
incredible.
weekend. Like, can you imagine?
And we appreciate some of you watching and listening. May not have the funds for vidIQ Max. We totally understand, totally appreciate that. That's why we're not going anywhere on this YouTube channel. We're going to continue to give you free videos and continue to give you free channel audits and free video reviews every single week. It's just for those who have the resources potentially to take their channel to the next level. We want to offer that service as well. But let's get back to CryoKeen.
CryoKeen is a gaming channel. Looks like they're a fan of Westworld because they got that character from Westworld. 15 years. Okay, so they're just talking about their YouTube experience in the banner. It looks like they're playing a lot of different games, doing a lot of different things. So I'm not really sure channel focus wise where this channel stands. They have a no commentary video of Stray. I found the House of the Lord in Rust. What do you think?
Just go to the about section then. Is this channel that they're talking about? Oh, I had 1.5 million. So this is the channel that has 2,000 videos on a variety of topics. Okay. I mean, this probably is much more deserving and needing of a channel audit as opposed to a video audit, because I think if you've been on YouTube for that length of time and made that many videos, have 4,000 subscribers, and videos today are getting less than 100 views, it feels like there may be a fundamental question about video topic, channel focus, target audience.
Yeah.
But this is a video audit, so let's pick one, Dan, and see what we can say.
So no commentary. I'm kind of wondering if that's the theme on this channel. I don't think it is, based on all the different videos. They're just showing kind of this build in Rust. Just kind of walking through it. I want to see if they do a commentary. Getting roasted on 4chan. Maybe not that one. Rust.
Nope.
Rust again. Cryo Rust Adventure. This one's like almost 12 minutes long.
Okay.
This isn't an orgy, people.
That's easy. Every time I see a glitch on something, it doesn't matter the quality of a video or whatever. That just makes me chuckle. Play that again. Sorry.
This isn't an orgy, people.
All right, cool.
I've given you a great deal of freedom on this show. I'm not disputing that. I can't member of this crew.
You should also know your limits.
I don't have limits.
Hang on. This is Captain Catherine Janeway and the Doctor.
I was gonna say it sounds like a TV show.
That was from Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
No,
and I'm afraid that people, especially fans of Rust, also won't know what's going on. It looks like when you were recording, you were having a lot of fun, but I wasn't being brought on any kind of adventure. I was confused by the TV show in the background, and there's a chance I just don't get it. But our concern is your subscriber count versus your view count here. Something isn't working for this many videos in a row to, I'm just going into channel audit mode now, for this many videos in a row to get less than 100 views, given the channel of like your size. So I have to say, like, channel focus is so important here. I think you've included every interest you have in your life on your YouTube channel, which is not like something I'm trying to say is a bad thing. We all have, like, as people, we're complicated and we have a lot of different things we like and we're interested in. But Rob, like, you really like wrestling, but the last thing people can expect to see on vidIQ is a video about you just talking about the latest wrestling match.
I
You
so
know?
want to. I'm desperate to, but instinct tells me nobody cares.
Right. And we see the belt behind you, you know, WWE wrestling belt in your set. And this is a way that you can pay a little bit of a tribute to the
Homage.
things, yes, to the things you love, you know, while still having a channel that's focused on one main goal. Or a couple channels, one where it's like you vlogging and one where it's you playing games. But that's the biggest advice I can give this channel. I think I would be doing this channel a disservice by not saying that, because I think video review wise, like, it seems like you have editing skills. You know, you're being creative with your edits. I may not get it, but maybe it's not for me. The point is, I think the whole channel is not for any specific kind of viewer right now, because there's just so many things going on.
Can you sort by most popular?
Yes. Okay.
Can kind of see why this shock controversy content may have got some views, but is that what people want to be watching on your channel right now? I don't know. As you said, Dan, I think every single video from one to the next is trying to target a very different audience.
Yeah. So if you're having fun doing what you're doing, no shame in that. But for channel growth, if you're coming to us for some channel growth advice, yeah, it really does need to be a channel focus that you're worried about next. All right, next non-gaming channel on the forum, as chosen randomly by the Claw, is number 9. Look at that.
Oh, all the way back down there, number 9.
Oh, the Claw heard me talking about how it doesn't respect people who filled out the form earlier.
Whoa, hang on a second. Hang on. Just right. So go back to the form, Dan. Go back to the form. Right. What is the main focus of your channel? Tech and games. Are you a gaming channel? No.
I'm gonna say you are close enough to being a gaming channel to where you try to do a bamboozle. And maybe I should pick a different one.
Why Netflix lost 1 million subscribers? Let's do that one.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
give them benefit of the
Well,
doubt.
benefit of the doubt, sure.
Netflix has officially announced losing 1 million subscribers, but why is that? I think there are many reasons for this downfall. First of all, there are now many competitors to Netflix. The most.
So robot voice.
You know what I think? You know what I think we should do one day, Dan, is do an entire live stream as robot voices. Do you think the audience would enjoy such a live stream?
No, I don't think they would enjoy that. In fact,
get benefit of the doubt. It's a short.
Yeah,
people are used to AI voices on shorts, so I'm not going to knock them too much for that.
Yes,
but you are.
I am. Well, I think that it has to be a good AI voice, and this isn't the worst AI voice I've heard, but it was distracting. That last word on that last sentence was extended for no reason. Like, it's distracting, and I just feel like it's not that difficult to crack a mic and just say what you're trying to say. And I think that's the personality bit on YouTube. That's why we watch YouTube, because we get to see other people like explain what they're passionate about. Or you could get a voice actor to pretend to be you, and people do that too. So, but it's a much more pleasant listening experience. Other than that, I think the subject is good. I think the editing is good.
Yeah, that was all.
Notable ones
all
are
okay.
Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and HBO Max.
It gets more distracting. I think the robot voice. It's sounding worse and worse to me as it continues. You know what I associate the robot voice with? Like, you ever get a weather alert like on the radio, and it's that scary robotic voice that basically sounds like, yeah, the apocalypse is starting and you should probably get indoors. That's what I hear when I hear that voice. That voice is not a pleasant voice. That voice, is traumatic and bad, and I don't think people should use it in their videos. There are AI voices that people are using videos that are more pleasant and work better for this format. That's not the one. That one's scary to me. That one is nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel.
Reason is that many shows are being removed from the Netflix catalog. Like
In that case, Dan, don't go to the Pop Cults channel because it may be a nightmare you can never escape from.
Noted. Thank you for your honesty. Again, Rob, I don't want to do channel audits all day, but it's channel focus. Even with shorts, I think it's important to be focused. You could give facts about companies that lose subscribers, lose money, or make money. That could be a whole channel, and then this topic would fit. But ranking every video game on a long form video and doing a short about Netflix, it's in like there are two totally different audiences with totally different interests.
To be fair, though, some view counts are interesting.
Yeah.
2 there. Let's speed up your Mac in five minutes. Let's try that one just very quickly.
Here is how to fix your slow Mac. Open the App Store, then type in Display Menu and install this. You just open the application and choose the resolution you want.
Good, quick, snappy. I guess the one problem with shorts is that you can't pause it, so you'd have to rewatch it because it's going very quickly. I don't know what app they downloaded, and I'd have to replay it to get there.
Yeah, and this is the problem with tutorials too, because again, when you're on the short shelf and you're swiping through videos, if you don't want to know this information right now, you're just going to kind of swipe away from it. So it's way better to save your shorts for those more visually stimulating things that anybody could watch and enjoy in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's me how to.
I just want to give a shout out to the New England drone list. If you remember, Dan, we audited their channel when we were bringing people live on audits for a couple of weeks, and they forgot to leave the stream.
Yes.
So his chair was there, so we kept going back to his chair. He's back. He said he had a bit of YouTube burnout, but he's back creating now. So welcome back, Barry, and your chair and your drones to YouTube.
Thank you for dropping back in, and I hope your chair's doing well. So I picked another gaming channel. I think it's Brex, but the E somehow got flipped around. And they're playing Far Cry and Fall Guys and CSGO, and they're doing, I think, primarily live streams, but maybe taking the occasional clip and turning it into a short. So if this is the strategy you're going to use, I want to know, and when I click on this, again, I'm pretending to find the clip of your channel with no context. I don't know who you are. I didn't ask for this clip. YouTube just served it to me. Am I going to have enough context when I click on it to understand what's going on? Am I going to enjoy myself when I watch?
Yo, Guapo, my dude's running over here. I can tell him. Yo, that's not.
Oh, is that it?
Guapo,
That was it.
My dude's running over here. I can tell him. Yo.
So, interesting moment from the game. They were kind of just doing their commentary, I assume, during a stream. I would have liked to see, I think in this case, some text. Let me know if you disagree. Like a wait for it or something.
Yeah.
Because they weren't even looking in that direction. And so you just don't see it coming. And then a car just kind of crashes, oncoming
Could have
traffic.
done a cut into the crash as well, just to emphasize what was happening at that point. The lower third subscription thing doesn't work where it is as well. That would have to be at the top of the screen. Although I wouldn't include it at all in a shot.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't include that either. It's just kind of a distracting, like something is funny is like happening on the screen, and you wouldn't want people to be distracted by this animation that kind of pops up at the bottom, which I was. I almost missed the crash because of it, because my eye was just drawn to it. So yeah, don't include that. You got a nice big red subscribe button that YouTube put here for you. Let YouTube do the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I would say is the black screen.
That's not.
Oh, so that
is-
wasn't your internet buffering.
No, this is a loop that kind of failed because it just stops. It stops dead, and you don't want that with shorts. You don't want this black screen. This is going to make people feel like it's over, and with shorts, you want them to watch again. So when you're editing these, be very careful that even if it's a rough loop, let it loop. Like let it not end abruptly. Let people watch it again because it happens quick. I think you can get 3 or 4 views per person on this. But this is like the invitation to, okay, swipe away, next. Context-wise?
So this channel's been taking some significant breaks. Like,
oh, 2 weeks ago.
Fall Guys. Far Cry 6 is all videos in the last 3 weeks. Then big gaps when they were trying to do something different, when they were maybe displaying video games in different settings, which seemed intriguing.
Oh yeah, so that was the channel for a bit. I didn't even notice
Yeah,
that. Okay, so this laptop indicates that it's always like tech videos about making games look better.
The titles were a little just, we were talking about this big time yesterday with, I started calling them condominium titles, where you just stack SEO phrases on top of each other, rather than saying, Battlefield 5 with ultra settings, 700 frames per second. That would be a big wow. How did you do that? Whereas here it's just like, I'm just going to play this game with these settings. You need to click on the video to find out what the performance is like. But it doesn't look as if the channel's going to be doing that anymore. The last 3 videos are all about Far Cry, which was 1 short and 2 pretty long live streams.
Yeah, and then that's I can't make sentences right now. That's kind of what I'm focused on, because this is indeed a strategy. You can be the person who plays games on stream on YouTube and then uses YouTube Shorts to help try and grow the channel. YouTube is working on rebuilding the bridge between short and long form content. So we'll get to a place. We were here before YouTube cut it off. We've been talking about this a little bit, and we're going to get to a place again where your shorts are starting to bring traffic to your long form videos. And in your case, that'd be live streams. And there's a new feature that YouTube has been playing with, whereby if you're live, your channel icon on mobile in certain cases will be lit up and it'll say live. So if people start getting your recommendations in their feed, they'll know when you're doing a live stream in the moment, and they can click on the little button and they'll be brought right to your live stream, which is awesome. So this is a good strategy. But what I would encourage, and I think for this one you did okay, the context needs to be there. Every time you make a short, imagine that people who are not in your stream are going to watch it. People who may not even like the game are going to watch it. So what you're trying to showcase needs to be very, very, very clear to get them to not swipe away. That's your goal. So the context should always be there. That's just practice. That's storytelling. That's just things that you kind of like pick up over time. So that's what I'd be working on for shorts. You have these 2-hour live streams. You could easily make a ton of clips from those, I'm sure. So that's one way you can do this.
Far Cry should be a sandbox game that I enjoy playing. But I've tried Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 now, and 5 hours in, I'm done with it. Maybe it's a learning curve, but I can play Assassin's Creed. Like, I've gone through Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla now, racking up about 200 hours worth of playtime. Far Cry seems like just the first-person shooter equivalent, but no, I can't get into it for some reason.
I've never been a big fan of Far Cry. Something about just roaming around the jungle, throwing grenades and stuff. I don't know. I'm just not my game. But yeah, it does have a fan base behind it. I haven't heard people talk about it lately. Far Cry 6. 10 months, 2 years, 10 months, 10 months, 10 months.
It's Gus Frings. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. He is in the game. That guy, one of the best actors of all time. So the other concern I would have, back into channel audit mode real quick, is that this game is not what it used to be, and the fan base may not be there anymore to support a full YouTube channel about it. So when I would say, oh, focus on one game, I would warn you that, yes, even if Far Cry 6 is your favorite game ever, you need to be ready for a very low ceiling in terms of your success. Like, how many people could you actually get to watch you play Far Cry today, when we're probably due for another installment, or, whatever the studio is going to do next? That needs to happen.
Also, channel banner looks like Star Trek font, and you may want to check the spellings on some of those words because they don't look right to me.
Yeah, it looks intentional in a couple cases. So, okay, that was the next gaming channel. We'll go back to the forum, where again we are over 600 submissions, I think, on both forums. 614. We're not there yet, non-gaming form. I typed it anyway.
602 it is.
All right. Now, see, people just getting an opportunity for their videos reviewed. All right. Almost 20,000 subscribers in this channel. More shorts. It looks like it is celebrity birthdays
from presumably an Indian channel.
I'm gonna mute it just in case. So, kind of pictures of the person over the years with some music.
So, is the transformational aspect of this the transition? But they're sourcing different images, and then they're using it's a funky effect. I don't know what it's called. The human transformation filter transition or something. Whoa.
Sorry. I was trying to see if they were actually shorts because we're not seeing the shorts icon on these videos, but you do have a shorts shelf, so I think you're fine. I think. No, we have a short icon. I would look into this. I would check to make doubly sure you're getting a lot of views. Make doubly sure that these views are from shorts, because if they're not, there's a chance that something is wonky with the way you're uploading these.
Oh, it's curious, isn't it?
And it's not getting the shorts player icon on it, which this is what we want to see. It's totally possible that's just a glitch in YouTube, and these are going into shorts. You get a lot of views here. Rob, if this is the channel, I don't really have any advice other than keep doing what you're doing, because like they're getting a lot of views. They have a very consistent format.
So by most popular.
All right.
I'm guessing there's maybe one video that's got at least 1 million views. I thought so. At least 1 million views, at least 8 million views. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm guessing you're going to be covering all of the famous actors, celebrities that are similar. You know, if you look at Shilpa Shetty as an example, I think I've heard of her. You know, who she acted with in other films, and you know who maybe she'd been married to, or like friends, relationships, controversies. You know, you do a birthday journey on them as well. So yeah, I think that it looks like this channel has nailed down this format. The videos are doing very well. As you noted here, Dan, all of the most popular videos are shorts. So you may want to check as to why some of them aren't shorts, whether that's intentional or not. It feels like this channel is the master of this topic. Maybe just play one more video. Like, are they all the same in a like less than 10 seconds? So like they're just super quick.
Childhood to older. Do you think they're like artificially aging?
That doesn't look. That doesn't look. Hang on, you can see there's like a seam in the middle of that image that makes it look
yeah,
a bit odd.
Something's up. So either way, they have a format. It's working.
I was going to suggest, have you tried TikTok? But I think TikTok is banned in India. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you are in that location.
What's interesting is this one here did get the shorts icon from 11 hours ago. It's only got 45 views, but the one from like 7 hours ago is 13,000 views already and did not get the shorts icon. I don't know what's happening. I'm very confused by that. Maybe it's the way they're uploading it. I don't know. Again, I would look into it, but yeah, I have no like direction to give this person. I think it's just a matter of like, do what you're doing.
Oh, this might be interesting, especially for this particular demographic. Cricket is huge, massive in India. Could you maybe do famous or the most popular cricketers in kind of age up style? Or you have a separate channel that does that. Do we have multiple channels, Dan? Let's just check. We don't know.
We don't know.
That
could be interesting too. Yeah.
But this is all strategy, isn't it? We're not really talking about the video content.
Yeah. So best of luck there. Okay. We'll see. I'm just going to go ahead and type in 620 because the form just keeps going up. 566. All right. Mr. Cactus. They make funny videos.
Nothing's going to be as funny as 40 horses jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, the bar has been raised. Looks like that's some shorts, which we've
Polish
already.
language, I'm guessing.
Yeah. We can comment on the editing, I suppose, but we won't understand what's being said.
Correct.
A na
Unless-
pizzy czy nie?
Oczywiście, że tak.
Poszedłem na Pyrkon i było
Okay, so even though I don't know what was said there, that looked like a pretty cool intro. Like they were asking some question and they got the response they weren't expecting, and it had like a film recording filter over it. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was what, like 3 or 4 seconds. So even though we've lost a lot in translation in terms of the audio, I felt visually that was pretty strong.
Yeah, I did too. And this person clearly has like a lot of skill. There's not like a ton of views, which is a shame. And we would wonder if that's title and thumbnail, but we don't know what the title is or what the thumbnail's about. So like it's not for us to say. There's a lot of different cuts in here as I scrub through the timeline. Let's look at their outros. How are you doing outros?
Jakiego grzeba ta srebrna czapka? Żeby chronić się przed 5G. Jaki jest synonim słowa synonim?
So latest video.
Wyraz bliskoznaczny.
And then a
Dobrze!
subscribe. So one thing we can say is that the outro is a great opportunity to tell us why we should watch this video next. You'll notice us doing this in all our videos a lot lately. We'll be on the screen. It'll pop up next to us, and we'll be saying, if you want to learn more about something similar that we just talked about in this video, that video is over here.
It doesn't look like it's recommending a good video as well, like from a 7-minute video to what might be a short.
Yeah, when you do latest video as like the source of this, this is what can happen. You know, this might not be relevant to the audience that clicked this video. So you want to make sure the next thing you're sending people to is relevant. 10 months ago, not a ton of videos. Looks like they have a lot of skill in the way they edit, but they're, the channel focus is kind of in a lot of different places. So I know we've slipped into channel audit mode many times today, but sometimes that's the best thing we could say. It looks like the editing is good. Now it's like, well, who is the channel for? What is it about? It looks like you've got a lot of footage at this convention. You're making shorts out of it now, but it's not quite resonating with an audience yet. Although it is your most viewed video now that I see that.
Let's try the one next to it. I think it says cooking stream. Have decided to add some English in there. Maybe copyright. I'm talking just to make sure it's not copyright.
Tam jest kot. Jest kot.
Okay, I'll mute it for you. 'Cause I'm not sure. I feel like that song's old enough to.
It depends which version it is.
Yeah, it's always difficult. Classical music.
I feel as if this intro is probably going on a bit too long.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what he's saying.
It definitely is. And the music's back. They've called their cat now.
Oh, well, I'm not interested now. I'm turning off. I've seen a cat.
Good editing. That cat is huge.
Get cats off my YouTube.
Oh, give it the treat. I'm happy. That's all I wanted. Okay. So yeah, I think there just needs to be some time spent figuring out, okay, who's my channel for? Who's my audience? We talk about that all the time. All right, non-gaming. We're at 620. Number 36 on the non-gaming form.
So that was a gaming channel with a cooking stream and feeding a cat.
Wait, yes.
Okay.
They had some gaming content, but we got hung up on that.
Yeah.
You could argue it was a bamboozle. And it might have been.
Now this is gonna date me, and it's probably gonna relate to 10% of the audience, probably less.
See, now this is a gaming channel.
Can people remember playing bamboozle on teletext in the UK? Give me a peace emoji in the chat. Teletext, by the way, was internet before internet. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a different tangent down there.
It's okay. I don't think it's a gaming channel, but it's so confusing. They did say they do games, but we've been seeing a lot of channel focus today as our advice. My top 10 favorite Jedi part 2. So I'm just muting it because I assume yeah, it's music that
Music, right.
So then it looped.
So that was 2 Star Wars videos, but they've done quite well. Look at that one, Dan. It's got 2,000 views in 4 hours. Holy smokes!
Yeah, that one's probably still getting a lot of views right now.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. So you could keep making listicles of different, like you did Stranger Things 4 ranked. All 4 Stranger Things ranked. Okay, so all the seasons of you ranked those, and that got 45,000 views. So maybe this channel is ranking, you know, fantasy and sci-fi shows and different actors and characters and all kinds of things. I think when you incorporate the gameplay into this and YouTube tries to recommend your shorts to people who are enjoying this content, they might swipe away. So again, I have to insist on channel focus being something that this channel works on. And I feel like I've said that literally all day long. I don't know if you've anything else to add, though.
It's like just giving us the subscriber counts. They seem to be finding a theme with listicles here. I'm curious if these shorts get a short surge, you know, where they just get like 5,000 views or whatever pumped into the videos for like 6 hours and then nothing, where YouTube thinks, oh, we've got a good title here, let's test it with an audience, and audience retention wasn't that good, we're gonna cut off the supply here. And they may find, because I sometimes find people asking this question, they'll say, why are my shorts suddenly not getting any views? Like for the past few weeks, I've been getting tens of thousands of views, and all of a sudden now we're not getting any. And I'm wondering if that's YouTube testing your content, and the only way they can test it is through views as opposed to impressions. And once they've got the data they need, the recommendation system kind of abandons the content. But we're still trying to learn and understand shorts.
Yeah. So keep it up. When you find something that's working like this, yeah, this is what we say to double down on. You know, I think these might be a really good place for you. So cool. All right. So that was on the non-gaming forum. It wasn't a gaming channel. I'll pick another gaming channel. I'll be okay. We'll all be okay. I want to see the somewhere in the middle of the form. 107. That works. 107. Let's Plays, tutorials. The name is Danter. We got 63 subscribers. Again, a lot of different games. Why don't we look at the best Scout MVM upgrades in TF2?
Team Fortress 2 still around, is it?
Upgrades.
It is.
Everybody loves them. So as a beginner in this game mode, it's a little bit hard to understand which upgrades are the best and what you need to buy first. So that video is about it. As Scout, you need to always pick up money for your team. So upgrades like movement speed and jump height must be always bought on the beginning of the game. Next thing that you must think about is, are you dying too much? If the answer is yes, then you probably should buy some damage resistances. What type of the resistance?
All right, so about 30 seconds in.
I think the creator's doing some good stuff here in terms of linking the footage.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera here. Should be linking the footage to their commentary, and so that does require you to think about what you're going to say, how you're going to script it, and then go off and actually record the footage. And I'll give them credit for that. And they were also thinking about the types of questions the viewer may be asking. That could be pressed home a little more by including text on the screen for that question being asked, which is pretty cool. I think at the very beginning, maybe you could have shown like hinted at the perfect character upgrades, so that you show this character running around for 3-4 seconds, just dominating the map in the game to enforce that. And maybe it needed a bit of music or something to just up the pace a little bit. The narration maybe lacked a little bit of confidence, but that obviously will come through practice. But I was generally encouraged by that. Dan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good thumbnail and title's all caps, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. It's informative. It's only a few minutes long. I feel like I've played this game a little bit. I'm not super into it, but I do feel like I learned something. Like I know I've played as a scout, and I know I wasn't focused on helping my team collect money. If I heard them right, that was definitely not something I've done. So it makes me feel like, oh dang, like that's a good tip. Okay, cool. So that it makes sense as to why movement and jump, speed, you're just trying to get around the map. Like, so all of that works. And then you get into damage resistance, but you're probably dying a lot. So it had like a flow to it. I think it was well written in that regard. And it's chaptered too, even for a 3-minute video. That's very nice of you to respect everybody's time, especially if you want to come back and like, oh, what was that tip that person left? So yeah, all good thoughts there. I agree with the music comment. I think it could have used a little bit of something in the background because I kind of heard the microphone hissing sound. That music would have cut that right out. And pretty simple to add. And then, little something to work on, a little more confidence on the mic. I agree with that too. So yeah, that's pretty encouraging. Pretty good to see.
Cool.
We did it. Now I want to apologize to Traveling with Russell. We did not mention they who shall not be named, and therefore they were not able to drink today. Unless you mentioning it in this comment counts, I don't think it does.
Go watch yesterday's stream and get smashed. about 90 minutes in.
Did we? I guess once, but would that get you smashed? I don't know.
No, probably not. I think we said it twice.
Maybe they're kind of a lightweight though. We don't know. All right. Thank you, everybody. That was it. You're still here. We're not sure why.
I have one more thing because it got me really thinking about teletext. Have you ever heard of this, Dan?
No.
I don't even know if this was something in the US, but I do want to. I want to share it. Right. So there used to be something on your television where you press a button and it would show you pages like this, like super blocky text. And you'd have like hundreds of pages. Some stuff would be selling cheap flights. Others would be news, sports, whatever. It was literally the internet before the internet existed. And it was through your television. So it wasn't through a phone cable or anything. It was just a signal sent through your television. And Bamboozle was a game. And on your remote control, you'd have a red, green, yellow, blue button. And so you press start. And then you just do a quiz like Sam Rockwell is 52 this month. But in what film did he play the small role as a head thug with the line regular menthol? Does anyone know the answer to that?
No.
I haven't got a clue. Can somebody answer this in the chat? I'm going to wait for the correct answer if anybody knows.
I'm not seeing anyone come through. People don't like this, Rob.
Someone wants to know the answer to this. Anyone?
We're holding you hostage until you tell us.
Strictly Business. All right. So Strictly Business. Bad luck. I'm wrong. I was bamboozled. And then I have to start all over again. But when you think about this technology, which was around in the late 80s and 90s before the internet, like I used to get I would be glued to page like 302 because there's something called BBC CFAX. And that was the BBC's version of it. And you could get the football scores from it, like live, up to date. And it was incredible. So like these were all of the pages, like you get all of the news, and sport was 300. And sorry, I just had a flashback of nostalgia, and probably only 2 or 3 people know what on earth I'm talking about. Thank you for watching. Thank you for allowing me to indulge myself.
I haven't seen one person back this. I think you just made this. Like this is something you made. And you're just gaslighting everybody.
Here we go. Bamboozled was awesome. Thank you.
They meant just now. Like they think that was a cool concept that you made. You put a wiki together. We see what you're doing.
Rob is old.
That's just uncalled for. Well, this is what happens when everyone stays overtime. Words are said. What
sorry. No, I was you press the button at the same time as me.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you all for being here. Thanks for submitting your channels. Hope you learned something. And any final thoughts?
Thank you, Will Overcome. I have no thoughts, just love, admiration, appreciation for you all. Keep creating.